everybody, and welcome back to Average Guy Reviews. Sorry for the day late post here, but I really hope you noticed the difference. I was waiting for my better lighting to come in, and it came in today, so we're going to give this video a shot right now. So, we announced the winners of the small, large, and mid-size quad group. Of course, the Z6CV won the mid-size, the Z4CV won the small size, both of them made by Xtream. I've said all along they're probably one of my favorite quad manufacturers in the toy field, and then the winner of the large quad was the GPtoys F2C Aviax Black. This one is, they actually are all camera quads. The F2C obviously has the best camera, and all of them are priced relatively close, so you can pick all of these up for just under $40. They all have pretty good flight time for their size, so that's something to keep in mind, that this guy here you're going to get roughly 10 to 15 minutes out of. This guy here, maybe 10 minutes, and this one over here, you know, you're going to get around 7 minutes of flight time, but it's a very small quad. Advantages on this one are that you can change the battery, so you can buy spares and you can keep flying, but one thing to be aware of is that you have to let these brush motors cool off. If you don't let them cool off, you'll burn them up really quick and you'll be replacing them in no time. And let me tell you, I've finally replaced some motors in a quad, and it's not very fun. It's a whole lot of soldering. If that's your thing, you may enjoy it. I don't do a whole lot of electrical soldering, so it wasn't really my cup of tea. But nonetheless, the quad is fixed, it's back in the air, and I love it. It was the one I learned to fly on. I'll be sure to get a video on that in the near future, but I've had that thing since August, and it's probably flown 100 times, so props to the Xtream cable Xflyer, which we will see in a couple of weeks. But getting back to what we're doing here, overall now, we have to see who won overall. There's a lot of unfair advantages, but there's a lot of similarities in these. These two guys here, you only get the battery that's in them. The battery is not removable, and of course they all have cameras, but this one's angled down too far to use. This one's not adjustable. This one's adjustable. This one's fast. This one's really quick, and that one's good for its size. That can fly inside, that can't fly inside, and that I've only flown inside once, and just the size of them is not really fun to fly inside. Alright, let's look at what's bad about these guys. So the F2C here in rate 3 becomes a little bit unstable. So as you're flying around and you want to make some quick turns, or you catch a gust of wind while you're at full tilt, it starts to wobble around on you a little bit. The accelerometers start to kind of try to process what's going on, and they're not that quick. So there's been a few times where I've caught a gust of wind and it's just flipped this thing over on its back, and it was not savable. It just crashed. But they are all very durable. All of them have had some really good crashes. This one here, one of its hardest crashes came from when a prop flew off on me, and I have a loose prop on here. It's one of these red ones here, yeah, this one here, and it moves up and down and it pops off real easy, and that, I'm afraid, is going to cause a problem, because finding props for these things has not been easy, and I'm afraid that when I lose this prop, which this is my last one for this quad, I'm done flying it. Beyond that, I would never take this one apart and try to put new motors in it. I would never take that one apart and try to put new motors in it. I've taken one like this apart and put new motors in it, and it's not that bad. My favorite controller, obviously the Xtream Z6. This controller is probably my second favorite, and I hate this tiny controller. But on all these micro quads you get a very small controller, and I don't know if they're trying to make it pocket size or what. But we need to declare a winner. So I am going to call the winner here the Aviax F2C Black Edition. Now, the reason I do that is not the size, and a lot of people want the bigger quads, and if you want a big quad, I highly suggest this quad. It's just because overall it has the best camera quality, it's got the longest flight time, you got the ability to change batteries, you got the ability to fly it again, and just get more use out of it. It's got better wind resistance than the other ones, obviously, but you're not going to be able to fly it inside. So that's why we have the small quads. That's why I own a small quad. I want to fly inside, I fly it inside. If I want to fly outside, it's capable of flying outside, and that's why it won its small class. And it's probably got the best range out of all of them, out of all the small quads. But this guy here, I've never had a problem with the range on it. Either way, the winner here is this guy. So thank you everybody for watching. Come back next week. We're going to be doing the Syma X8C review. That's been a long time coming. We're also going to cover a few of the modifications I've made to it again, like you saw in the Let's Talk Camera Quads video. I'll put the link in the description. As always, like that video, subscribe, come back next week, and we'll see you then.